Come here and let me tell you something that most models do not know and need to know. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and that most people would not even talk about, and most of the models do not even know, is that they lack presence. A lot of times new models think that they're not beautiful enough and they're lacking beauty, and that's why they're not getting the attention from agencies, but that could be further from the truth. The truth is that you can be super stunning. You can be the most beautiful girl and still look very invisible on camera and in your photos. Pretty does not book jobs. Your presence is what gets doors open and clients wanting to work with you. I'm sorry to say, but most new models do not have that it factor presence as a model. It's not your fault. You just haven't been taught right. You've been taught by social media that presence is just about being confident and loud and out there. The truth is that presence is about stability. It's not about your outfit. It's not about your makeup. It's not about the angles and the pictures that you're taking. It's about having that energy that just shines and radiates. If your energy is chaotic, insecure, rushed, it's going to show. You're not going to look confident, and your face will not be able to hide that insecurity. Presence is that inner stillness that you have in yourself, that inner knowing that you are that beautiful girl when you walk into any room. The fact is that a lot of beginners have noise in their heads when they think about modeling. When they are taking photos, they are trying to do all these glamour photos that they think look good based on what they've seen on magazines or on social media. A lot of people think that presence comes from confidence, and believe it or not, that's wrong. Confidence a lot of times is loud. Confidence is, hello, I'm in the room, pay attention to me. Presence is quiet. It's not something that you have to scream on the top of your lungs. Is when you don't need to prove anything to anybody, the photographer, stylist. You don't need that external validation. Here's the truth. Real models don't need to do the typical poses. They just bring their presence. They're settled in who they are. It's little subtle things that make a difference between the top tier models versus the average models. The ways that their eyes communicate, the way their jaw is just very relaxed. And you can tell like they're just taking their time and they're being themselves during the photo shoot. They're not trying to be somebody else. They're not trying to play a role. It's little subtle things from like eye contact to performing to observing. All these things that you can do that's really in the inward make you look like a real professional top tier model. If you're one of those models that are doing all these poses that really don't look natural to you, it's going to read on the screen. It genuinely is. And the essence of who you are, unfortunately, is not going to shine bright. You cannot build presence if you don't know how to actually show up. And what I mean by that is that if you don't know what clients are looking for, which is the natural you, the authentic you, then you're not going to get those opportunities. Most new models, unfortunately, they have no idea what their face does when they're nervous. And I have seen this over and over again. When you look nervous and you're pretending and acting to be like somebody else. Your presence is built the moment you stop pretending and actually notice who you are yourself. You have that body self-awareness, that internal self-awareness. You know, if you're disconnected from yourself, the camera is also going to disconnect from you. I have been in photo shoots where I have tried to look like somebody else, tried to look super edgy, or tried to do that one photo shoot idea that I thought made other models look good, but didn't work for me. Presence comes from anchors. It's not from poses. Here are some things that you can think about when it comes to your presence. What is the intention? What energy are you trying to give to the room? And I always say the best energy is your natural energy, okay? Another aspect of presence is having that calmness. If you're panicking inside, it's gonna read instantly. People are gonna know it. They're not gonna feel comfortable around you. You're not gonna feel comfortable around them. Then you're gonna feel awkward, okay? We don't want that. Another aspect of presence is identity. You need to figure out who you are so that you can show that through the screen. Models who don't know who they are, they continue to imitate other people and other models around them. So figure out what makes you magnetic, because once you do that, you will have that model presence. When your identity comes through, you are going to become unforgettable and untouchable. Another thing I want to bring up is that if you look unsure about yourself, your pose, just your energy during the photo shoot, like I said earlier, the camera is going to expose it. If you look chaotic, the camera is going to magnify it. And on the opposite side, if you look grounded and you look like you're just being yourself, you've seen those girls in those photo shoots, they just look like they're effortless, they're not even trying. Most of the time, that's because they actually are not. They have figured out what the model presence is. One thing that you can take away from this is that your face is a mirror. It reflects whatever is going on in your mind. So if your mind is just clogged up with comparisons and wanting to be like somebody else, you will always be stuck. Agents can always help you fix your walk. Photographers, they can always fix your lighting. Stylists, they can go ahead and fix your wardrobe. But what nobody can do for you is fix your presence. That, hun, is 100% on you. You gotta learn what makes you special, and you gotta learn how to magnify that through a picture. Presence is why some very average looking models book more gorgeous ones. Have you ever gone magazines or just on websites and you look at the girls and you're like, wow, they look very average. They look like just a regular girl, but you know they have that presence that sells product, sells image. Most models don't have presence because they're really performing for validation and they're not creating a moment. And what's the moment? The moment is you. The focus should be on you. If you're focused on getting validation, and I have been there, where I have been shooting with other girls and I see that maybe they're getting more quote unquote attention from the photographer. So I've thought to myself, let me try to replicate what this other model is doing. And what did it do for me? Nothing. Just made it worse and made it awkward. Really took out all the fun from the shoot for me. Another thing about presence is that it's not something that you necessarily practice. It's something that you become. Once you become more in tune with yourself, who you are, the brand that you're trying to emulate, the emotion that you want people to have when they see you, once you have clarity on that, then that model presence is going to shine. You will start to have emotional control, inner quietness, and stability in every single photo shoot you go to. You will never compare yourself ever again to another model. If you fix your presence, everything else is going to become effortless. Now, if you like this video and you want to learn more about how to create a model presence for yourself, comment down presence and I will send you a personalized message based on your look, what type of presence you are giving, and how you can increase your presence so you can also become a top tier model that's successful and part of the 3% of models.